little roll
this is the hangout with Susan Hyder, and Mandy's here tonight.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about what's coming up with HyderHangout.
Yeah, this upcoming year.
And we're gonna. I don't know. You're gonna interview me, or I'm gonna interview myself, or
well, because I'm curious as to what you've got over here, anyways.
Well,
I know we've got a stack and whack class, and I see a stack and whack book.
Well, that's the first thing coming up, actually.
Oh, so why don't we talk about that then?
All right, the stack and whack class is
how much?
I don't know. I didn't even.
So it's probably materials.
Yeah, well, there's materials and then the class, but it's a 3-part class, so it's on January 11th, the 18th, and the 25th.
Oh, okay, so it's a
3-part class.
Oh, okay.
And we have 2 sessions. So you know what a session is, right?
No, I'm not. What is a session?
One session has different people than the other session.
Oh, okay.
So there's a 12 noon till 3:30, and then there's a 4 p.m. until 7.
All right. So it's not too bad.
And if you come to the 12 noon, you could stay through the whole thing if you wanted to get, repetition will help. But you say, what is a stack and whack, or kaleidoscope, or...
See, I seen that book you had earlier too about the kaleidoscope, and that's pretty
kaleidoscope, stack and whack, same thing.
Okay.
This lady did magic stack and whack, and it was her variation of it. But I just got this because I like these, and these are actually 8-point, and he's doing a 6.1.
That sounds easier than 8.
I think he might do 8-point, but anyway.
Well, if you do 6, I might sign it.
Well, it looks complicated, but it's not.
Okay.
But what you have to do, I don't know if she showed in here the repeats on the fabric, but you have to get 8 repeats of fabric. However, that being said, the first class is well, I'm going to tell you 8 repeats of fabric, and you want something with bold repeated pattern with some space between your patterns. So if it's something that's dead space.
I know, that's what I called it the other day.
Yeah. And then your fabric that's in between, you're going to do solid color. Okay. And then you also need flathead or T-pins.
Oh, okay, I know which ones those are.
So, because you're going to have to go through all 8 layers with the pin right in the same spot. But you'll learn how to do that. And he's got on here ruler, stack and whack, 60-degree triangle ruler, for, the quote day one, and a 3x18 or an 8x24. And I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
So,
did you get any on you?
No.
Kidding.
Oh, that is
kidding.
Terrible. You need to have a new rotary blade because you're going to be cutting through 8 layers. But I cut through 8 layers all the time with my rotary blade, so I'm not too worried about it. But in class number 1, he's going to go over how to choose suitable fabric. So you really don't have to get your fabric until the first class.
Okay.
So we'll be here and we'll be able to cut your 8 repeats when you pick out something. But we've got some here that are really cool.
Yeah, no, I like that rainbow rose one.
And they're on the seasonal period right now. And then there's some more that we haven't put out there yet that will work. And they
wouldn't fit on the shelf.
Yeah. So and he'll tell you what a material repeat is, what a stack and whack is, how you cut the fabric for this technique, and start to sew the blocks. Right. On class number 1. And in class number 2, you finish sewing the blocks together, and then he's going to teach you how to do the corner triangles, which there is in here in this book. There is.
Does the book come with the class?
We have so many different books that I didn't want to.
I know we have quite a few of those ones.
But we have
not quite a few, but
we have a bunch of different ones. But then he teaches you how to cut your corners here. And that's on class number 2, and then you're going to trim the block, trim trim the blocks and start sewing them the quilt top together. So you have to have your fabric by class 2 for sure. Class 1, you pick it out and you start cutting. So some of the people that took the class did quite a few sewing the first class.
Yeah, I just want to.
But the important thing is stacking it and making sure that you put your pin through the same place, and then cutting your triangle. Cut however many blocks you're going to take. And then class 3 is you finishing cutting your sashing and your cornerstones, and the cornerstones are those little ones in there if you choose to use those, and then how to arrange your blocks on it however way you want to do it. And then they'll be in rows, although it doesn't look like rows. Yeah. But there are rows, and
that sounds fun.
And you'll need all your items for class number 1 for class number 2. So that's the first thing that's coming up this year. Okay. And it's a 3-part series. And
I'm impatient, sadly.
It's do what?
I'm impatient, sadly, because you know me.
Yeah, you're
excited.
Pick out my
material
impatient or excitement. There's two different things.
Both.
Impatient. Well, you could pick your fabric out.
Yeah, I know, but then I would want to cut it today.
And then you might cut it wrong.
Yeah, that's why
you might cut it wrong. Yeah. So I want to talk about the every month thing.
Oh yeah,
Cleveland, our Cleveland Goat Ranch Club, and so we have people who are mugged. They bought a mug.
Yeah, don't they get special offers or free
well, this month, every time they came in, they could get a free greeting card.
Yeah, last month it was books, wasn't it?
Yeah, last month they got a book.
Yeah.
This month they got a free greeting card, and we don't have January's yet. But if you are a member, you get the mugs. They're $10.99. So
paying for a free gift every month, that's not bad.
No, but your ticket comes up on the computer and it says I have been mugged.
Yeah. I know, I thought that was weird the first time it popped up on me. I was like, wait a minute.
But so ask us about our Cleveland Goat Ranch Club for special things, and I don't know if anybody's in there watching or asking questions yet or not. But is Wanda there yet? 2 people are watching. So is Wanda there? Oh, he doesn't know.
If she is, hello.
I'm going to look on my phone and see who's watching. If I can get there.
What else have we got going this year, though?
We got all kinds of stuff.
No? You know you're going to tell me multiple times anyway, so you might as well start now.
What do you mean multiple times?
Guys, you know I always forget.
You always forget?
Yeah.
Well, good grief. Now come here. I'm trying to see who's on here. And this thing is being... Why is it not telling me?
Are you under yours or the stores?
Oh, do I have to be under mine or the stores?
Oh,
that
was a good point.
Good point. Well, if Wanda's there, hello. I can't find it. I can't find it on mine. So it doesn't be... Okay. What else is coming up? We are going to repeat, but new and improved, the basic sewing skills class that we had on the Thursday evening.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for just sewing classes.
So the basic skills class, they had all kinds of neat things. So there are the handouts, and this is cutting tools and tools explained.
I think Pinky shows us something I actually need.
But instead of just having the lecture class, we're going to have the class where you do a small project every single Thursday that it meets. And I don't know which Thursday of the month it'll be yet, but it'll be an evening class, 5:30.
That would be when I'm not taking it anymore. Now you're going to make something every...
You didn't take it this year.
I took it with Eileen.
A couple times, but not every time. You dropped out. She's a dropout.
I already knew what I was doing. I'll figure it out.
So one of the things that we're going to do is make a little pouch, a zipper pouch. So when you learn zippers, you're going to have a zipper pouch, and then we're going to work with the hot pad fabric.
Okay, hot pad fabric.
The like you have on the ironing board.
Yeah. Well, no.
The silver fabric. We have a whole roll of it over there.
I've seen it. I didn't know what it was for.
Well, okay. So you know the irons have the that silver stuff on there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make a hot pad with that silver on the back of it, but don't put it in the microwave, because it's
it's like
metal.
foil, right? Yeah.
It's metal.
Yeah, don't do that, people.
So one of the classes we're gonna do is
All right.
we have that. So, but these are some of the handouts, and let me see. And another, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know you got a lot of stuff on sale here too lately, don't you?
A lot of stuff on sale right now.
The
Yeah.
Christmas in the fall.
Okay, Halloween is 75% off.
So I'm gonna have to get me some of that Halloween, because you know how I'm about Halloween.
Yeah. And then fall is 50% and Christmas is 50%. And that'll be between now and January 15th. And then we have the Christmas decor.
Okay.
All these ornaments and wrapping paper and Christmas bells and all that kind of stuff.
Those Christmassy knickknacks.
Christmassy knickknacks.
Yeah.
Those are 75% off, and we got them all over the store. And the foliage, Christmas foliage.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't those pretty?
They are. We can't get enough.
And then she put, what's that up there?
Oh yeah, that's a star. I almost forgot.
No.
Oh yeah,
up
that
there.
mistletoe. I don't think anybody's noticed it either.
No, nobody's noticed the mistletoe. Yeah, actually one person did.
One person?
Yeah.
Oh wow, out of the many we had in.
So we're going to do the basic sewing skills once a month, and then we're going to have, we've had requests for the AccuQuilt Club to come back.
AccuQuilt Club?
Yeah. So
okay, color me curious.
are you curious? Well, there are when you join the club, there's ways to join the club, but there's like 3 different ways to join a club, and I'll get it put back up on the website. I'm madly getting everything put on there as quick as I can, but we will learn about some new dyes, and then we'll learn about techniques to use your AccuQuilt. And we did it before where we did a block of the month, but I don't know that we're going to do that, but we'll do like a little project each month that you learn about a dye.
Okay.
That and there's a bunch of tips for the AccuQuilt.
Yeah, because I know there are a bunch of dyes. I put a bunch of new ones away the other day.
Oh, weren't they pretty?
They were.
Yes. I think my favorite was the Chinese lantern.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah. And that's a quilt that is in the shape of
Oh, the whole quilt's in the shape of it?
Yeah, well the blocks
yeah,
are in the
okay,
shape of the Chinese lantern.
Okay.
But with AccuQuilt, you cut it out and put it together, and a lot of their dyes make it so you don't have to do a Y seam. And you had this look on your face.
Yeah, you lost me there.
You don't know what a Y seam is?
No.
Okay, we're gonna draw a picture.
My dad taught me how to sew by hand, and my dad didn't know what a
So you don't know what a Y seam is?
No. My grandmother used to sew on a sewing machine, but she probably didn't know either.
Okay, a Y seam is where you have a block here and here. So you have 3, and it looks like a Y.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you do a Y seam, you have to sew this, and you stop a 1/4 inch from the edge, and you have to fit this one in here and in here. But a lot of the dyes that AccuQuilt have come up with so that it avoids the Y seams.
Okay, yeah, because I don't like those either.
Yeah, they're hard to get in to lay flat.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they'll do something like this, like the half square triangle, and put them together.
Yeah.
But the same fabric, like here and here, but you sew them like you sew them here, and there's no Y seams.
Yeah.
So they try to do that. So there'll be a lot of learning, and you wouldn't have to have an AccuQuilt to learn something on the AccuQuilt Club, so people could learn.
All right. Sounds pretty nifty.
Pretty nifty, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because I would like one of those cutters. It just looks pretty cool.
You've used it before.
I actually haven't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually one thing I haven't used here, was the AccuQuilt.
You haven't used it yet?
No.
Well, we'll take care of that Saturday. I don't know we'll have time tomorrow, but we'll take care of it Saturday.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll make sure. I thought you used it before. Well, that's...
No, especially if I haven't used something before, I'm not going to just go try to use it. I'm going to get somebody that knows how to use it first to show me how to do it so I don't break it. Because that would be my luck, is I would end up breaking it.
It says we went live, but then it doesn't bring me back to... There it is. Okay, but I still don't get any... I don't have anybody coming up, see?
Overview. Your replies. Oh, just...
Well, it said we had people.
Yeah.
They changed something here.
Don't you
never that Facebook ever changes anything.
No,
right?
never.
Never.
They're never updating stuff that doesn't need updating.
Okay, and then remember the block of the months.
Yeah.
So we have 2 going now.
Okay.
And they will end in March. So we're not starting our next block of the months until we may start in March, depending on the people that are in the current classes, if they want to go ahead and start the new one in March, or we may wait till April to start them. Now this is the...
Yeah, because I like that one. It's pretty.
This is... Can you get close? That is the beginner one, and it does look complicated, but it's not, because there's repeats, and they only actually have 6 different. If you get it as the thing says, it's only 6 months, but since it's beginner, we'll take 1 month and make it into 2. So that's with the fabric snippets, which is an ombre with little chips of color on them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we'll post something about the snippets fabric as soon as I get the kits out, and we'll have some fabric left.
Yeah, I found something pretty. Sorry.
You found... Okay, this is the fabric for the advanced class that's coming up here. Now, half the girls said they want to do something with the panel and half didn't. So next month when I get everybody together that's in advanced, I'm going to find out, and probably we'll just have an alternate to use the panel. But this is the collection that is coming in that we're going to use for the advanced class, and as soon as I decide what pattern we're going to use, then I will post it with this and post it for you to sign up. And this year we had advanced. We had 18 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the advanced class.
That would not be where I'd go.
I don't know.
Yet. No, I don't think just yet.
So you're going to do the snippets?
No, I don't know yet. I do like it though.
Yeah, I like the fabric, and it's bright.
I still want to do that last class.
What, the
Bargello.
Oh, the Bargello?
Yes.
We will do the Bargello. I just haven't heard from the instructor when she's coming. So as soon as we find out, and since she lives out of state, it may end up having to be in spring because of traveling, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just as sure as we schedule her, it'll snow that day.
I know.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Oh, you don't like snow?
No, I don't like snow, but I've been waiting to do this already.
Well, we will do it, and if she says she cannot end up coming, I will teach the class, because she did show me how to do it when she was here. But I was going to take the class anyway, so.
You could have just showed me how to do it then.
You are so impatient.
I know.
Can I not keep you intrigued enough that you keep wanting more and more and more?
On it.
Okay, the another thing that's coming up this year. Do you have any questions about all this stuff?
You're pretty good at explaining it. That's why I'm just asking about, like, when, and well, we already know the where. It'd probably be here, right?
Well, here, yeah.
Yeah.
In the classroom.
But yeah, when did you say the snippet ones was going to be?
Either March or April we'll start. Okay. We will have the fashion show again.
Okay.
We will have it booked soon enough so that we can get a couple other groups involved in it, because the Hetzel Art Gallery said they wanted to get involved with it and help with it. So we're going to get it booked rather quickly. And
who's interrupting this here interview?
I don't know. Wanda's beeping in.
Mm.
I don't know if she says maybe she can't get it.
Mm.
Which says we're live.
Yeah, because it's up on your phone. It
says we're live, but I can't. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Wanda.
I don't know. Maybe Wanda can't get Facebook on her new phone.
Maybe.
Anyway.
But newer phones, you'd think they'd have everything already installed on them. Anyways.
Yeah, well.
Sidetracking, I squirreled.
Okay. Another thing we're going to do is we are going to have Fat Quarter of the Month subscriptions.
Huh?
So you sign up the beginning of the year and you put a payment method in, and it will automatically charge you for a Fat Quarter pack.
Ah.
And then it will include the shipping. So when it's online, it'll be a little bit more than if you come in the store.
Yeah.
But it'll include your shipping, and we'll have what fabric is this?
The fossil fern.
Fossil fern.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure those are canvas.
Canvas. You're very good.
That
and then these are just fillers. So we'll have some kind of fillers.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll also have Fairy Frost.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have 4 subscriptions that you can do, all of them, whatever. But it'll be just a slight bit more to help cover the postage if you get it online shipped. But otherwise, it'll be come in the store and pick your packs up.
All right.
And it'll be once a month. And on the first of the month or whatever day we decide, probably first of the month is kind of hard for everybody. So I'd probably say something like the 10th. It'll charge it, and then I'll ship them all out.
Okay. Now, are they going to come different colors every month, like a certain color set, or assorted?
So when you get fossil fern,
mm-hmm.
You'll end up with 4 a month. So at the end of the year, you'll have 48.
Okay.
But they'll be all different.
All of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Is like
there won't be any. There won't be any duplicates.
You're gonna send them out by color per month, or to keep up, or.
Yeah. So
I feel like I'm gonna get lost trying to ship them, like to certain people. Like, how do you keep up with colors?
No, like the first month will be everybody get the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if there's enough interest, we're going to do a jelly roll per month. I thought about a jelly roll every other month, but jelly roll per month, and it'll be
is that going to be about the same assorted?
Seasonal, assorted. So like in January will be like blues and winter colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what about of course in the fall it'd probably be orange and reds and browns.
Well, you'd have September, you can have fall, and October you can have Halloween, and then November you can have Thanksgiving stuff, and December of course Christmas.
Right.
Or we might do them ahead of time so you could get stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, because I don't know if you'd want to do, or would you do custom orders on those, or?
Well, if somebody said I want a theme, I could do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They could say, well, for June I want bridal, or June I want my birthday, and I like purple.
Yeah. I wonder where you got that from.
Where did I get that from?
The color, yeah.
So anyway, so we talked about the fashion show at the end of March.
Yeah, that's going to be at the end of March?
Probably.
Okay.
It depends on the venue if we can get it or whatever. The quilt show at the museum.
I did hear about that from a Miss Jackie Corey.
Oh, Jackie Corey said something about it today?
Yeah. No, at the Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
Which was wonderful, by the way.
So what did? Oh, yeah. we can say that. That's happening this next year.
Yeah.
Third Thursday, as usual.
Can't forget that next year.
Yeah, the third Thursday. So don't plan your church event or your birthday party. Well, if Wanda's birthday has fallen on the Christmas party a couple times.
My sons did last time.
So yeah. So anyway, the third Thursday, as usual, HyderHangout Quilt Fabric and More. It'll be the 16th annual Christmas party.
Oh wow, that's a lot of Christmas parties.
Yeah. So anyway, we digressed, didn't we? But we were
Yeah.
talking about the quilt show.
Yeah, quilt show.
So, do you remember what the theme on the quilt show was?
I didn't hear that part.
The challenge quilts on the quilt show is pineapples.
Okay, I did hear something about.
So you can either make a pineapple quilt, which is that one that looks a little.
So it's the quilt fabric pattern or the actual fruit pineapple.
Right.
Okay.
So the quilt pattern pineapple looks a little bit like
Kind of.
log cabin a little bit,
Oh, okay.
but it looks almost like
Resembles a pineapple.
Yeah. And there is an AccuQuilt die for pineapple.
I put them away. There's actually a couple of them.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them over there, but there's the pineapple die, and then there's also the pineapple templates by Marty Michelle.
Michelle, yeah.
And
I believe
hers
we have
comes
those in different
in
sizes.
3 sizes, I think.
I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah.
And her smallest one is where the little strips are like a half inch.
Yeah. You
Finished. Well, you cut them an inch, and then you sew them, and then they end up being a half inch.
Yeah.
And I think those are real pretty when they're like that.
I'm
that
sure
small.
they are, but I'm sure they're a pain in the butt to work on.
Well, not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
You could do it.
It just sounds like a lot of extra.
Oh, you want bigger.
Yeah.
You want bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
big or go
the
home,
quilt challenge at the quilt show is pineapple. And some people are doing appliques. Some people are using pineapple fabric that has pineapples on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are actually doing the pineapple quilt. They did at
What if somebody brought pineapple smoothies?
to the quilt show. We could ask them if they would do that.
They said pineapple themed, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that's April 10th through 13th.
Okay.
And then later on in April is the Cherries Jubilee. Do you know about the Cherries Jubilee?
No, you got me lost again.
Okay.
I lived under a rock for a long time.
Cherries Jubilee started 20 plus years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of artists in the area decided they want to do fundraiser for arts in school. So they all got together. They said, how can we raise some money?
Yeah.
So they got old furniture and painted it all up
That sounds awesome.
and sold it. Well, it grew and grew and grew. So every year you have the Cherries Jubilee auction. And artists make something for the Cherries Jubilee auction. And I don't remember how many years, I've donated something every year.
Okay.
And the auction is so much fun.
Right.
So you go over to, they have it in the museum, and there's different rooms in the museum and different sections. And so they have balloons that are on the tables, you know, the helium balloons.
Yeah.
And they have like the pink section. And they have every 30 minutes that the sections close, and it's a somewhat solid auction. So you go, there's a paper there, and like say for instance, I had my little, pretend there's a little quilt here.
Okay.
And you wanted to get the quilt, and you would put your name or your bidder number, not your name, your bidder number.
Keeps it anonymous.
And you put what you bid on the paper, and then people come, you know, behind you or whatever, and there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Whoever bid the highest wins.
Yeah.
Oh.
When the time stops. And last year I was going like that, and the time stopped because I was going to put something down on something, and I missed out on it. And it was kind of sad. but it's, I forget, there's like 6 or 8 sections, and so it goes from like I think it's 6:30 till 8 or 8:30, and then they have a live auction for big ticket items.
Okay. And all the proceeds go to, I'm guessing, art schools?
Well, yeah, but the Artists Here Partnership and the arts in the chamber manage the fund, and so the teachers can get money to get art supplies in the schools.
Okay, that's awesome.
And lately the different schools have been entering their own items into the auction. So there were some chairs. Well, you know the chair that I got here that has the planets on it?
Yeah.
That was made by a class of kids.
Yeah, see, it's a really cool chair, but I wouldn't sit on it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't sit on it either.
Yeah.
But,
It's a very good conversation piece.
yeah. We've got, I don't know how many pieces here. That silver chair was a Cherry Jubilee.
Oh, okay.
That's chair. Well, we had a couple chair. You know, I support it. So when I run around, and if I see something that doesn't have a bid or not very high bid, I'll go ahead and bid. You know, if it's something. Well, that real cool table up there that I have, the goat ranch.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
the sunflower on it.
Yeah, the sunflowers. That was, and I can't believe how much I didn't pay for that. I was just like totally shocked that I got my auction, but I did.
Heck yeah.
So that's in April, but I was trying to look up the date. It would have to be either before or after the quilt show, because the quilt show's at the museum, so there would be before or after that.
Oh, okay.
So the quilt show is April 10th through 13th, and then either before or after that it will be the Cherry Jubilee. And then the third, I think it's the third Saturday. It's either the third or the fourth Saturday is when they have the antique cars.
Oh, okay, the car show.
The car show that comes in. Well, on that Saturday, we're going to have booths out here like we did on that one time.
That sidewalk sale.
The sidewalk sale
Okay.
thing that we had out here. So we're going to have booths and vendors. So
How early can people sign up for that?
how as soon as I get my insurance and my stuff paid and get the date signed up.
So she'll get back to us on that one.
Yeah. I'll announce it as soon as I get that, because I have to, pay a cleaning deposit with the city, and it's a good chunk of change, and then I have to pay vendor insurance on top of my regular insurance, which is really crazy to me. But
okay, and you said the quilt show and the fashion show will be held where? At
the quilt show is at the museum.
Okay.
The fashion show is going to be in the venue where we were before.
The last one. Okay.
At the Artists Here Partnership playroom.
Okay.
And I think that was really a neat place.
Was.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
And we had way more room than we had people there.
Yeah.
But the Hetzel and a couple of the other Artists Here Partnership people said they would help me get that.
Yeah, I know Kevin's usually pretty good about stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he said he'd help me with getting the word out on that ahead of time better.
All right. Well, is there anything I'm missing to ask?
Well, the other thing is, speaking of AccuQuill,
yeah,
I got accepted into the Pigeon Forge Mountain Fest quilt show.
Okay, that sounds like an honor.
Well, yeah.
I'd never heard of it.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. So I have AccuQuilt is going to help me set up my booth.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to help foot the bill on some advertising, and then on part of the booth fees. The biggest thing is I've got to come up with some wire racks like that one that's back there, that black one that's back there. I got to come up with a bunch of those. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but
we'll figure something out.
yeah, but we're going to be the exclusive AccuQuilt dealer at that, and it's big because people come all over from the East United States.
Oh, wow.
And actually, some people come from further than that, fly in and enjoy it.
That's crazy.
I don't know what the theme for the quilts are for that this year, but that's not till June.
Okay, that's a lot ways off, yeah.
Yeah, it's a ways off. And then in July, we'll have our shop hop again.
In which I'll actually be at this year.
Yes. Yes. You'll be able to go on the shop hop.
Unforeseen circumstances last year. We won't get into that.
But and I don't know if we're going to have. I think we may have one more shop than we did last year. We haven't heard final count yet.
Okay.
But we'll have that, and that is so much fun.
I'm excited to actually find out this year.
So you haven't gone on the shop hop?
No, because I was going to last year, but then
things happened. Yeah, beyond your control.
Yeah.
So shop hop, depending on where and how many shops, they have different rules. Different one, there's the row by row shop hop, but this one is usually 5 or 6 shops, and you get a passport. You go into each shop and you get it stamped in each shop, and at the end you hand it in to whoever is your last shop that you're visiting, and then you get entered in this drawing. And this last year was a cutie frame that we gave away. It's a pretty big thing. And then there's second and third basket. And then individual shops have like daily drawings, or one of them had an hourly drawing. If I figured if I had more employees, I might do the hourly drawing thing, because that was kind of fun when I went to the shop over in Pikeville. She does the hourly winners.
Oh, wow.
And but you have to be there to win. So a lot of people would hang around and look more and spend more.
Right.
You got to save your money up for that, because there's lots of neat stuff, and every shop has something a little bit different. Every shop's a little bit different. Everybody says, well, is there room for a whole bunch of shops? And every shop's got something a little bit different. So that's that.
And so we still gotta wait to find out what the prizes will be on that.
Because the shop owners haven't met on that yet.
Right.
So we don't know what the grand prize is going to be. But we'll keep everybody posted on that. Let me see what else there might be. We'll probably sometime in the summer have a more complicated purse than the basic sewing skills class. We'll have a purse class.
Okay. I seen a bag. I just seen how to make a bag like out of a zipper.
Oh, those were cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But they're kind of expensive.
I would need a long zipper.
Yeah,
for the bag I'd need.
Yeah, well, they make specific zippers for those, and they're.
The one I seen, she just used a regular zipper, folded it in half, and went boo-boo, and set it all together. Yeah, it was really cool.
But you had to be pretty long for it to be the size you need.
But yeah, hers was like change purse.
Yeah, and then
sorry, I squirreled.
That you could use probably a 20-inch and make a change purse.
Right. I know, you know me, I always need something to do.
Oh, I could keep you busy. Don't know yet. There is a retreat.
I think I heard somebody asking about that.
Grab that paper right there on the thing. I meant to bring that over here. There is a retreat. I don't know that I'm going to be going, because I probably need to keep my funds for my show. But this is spring 2024, and it's called Springing into Quilting Retreat 2024, sponsored by Pam C. And there is the Manderley Camp and Conference Center in Pikeville. So it's not that far. You come 10 a.m. on Thursday and depart on 2 p.m. on Sunday. And it's March 7th through 10th. And you get a lunch and dinner on Thursday, continental breakfast, lunch and dinner Friday and Saturday, brunch Sunday, Each person has their own bed to sleep in. Each quilter gets their own 6-foot table.
Ooh.
That's about right to here.
Bigger than my table because I don't have one.
No, it's right here. We're at 72. Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
6 foot. That's a big one.
Big table, yeah.
Yeah. So there are going to be door prizes. There will be a quilting instructor available, but you don't have to. You could just bring your own projects and just work. There'll be 3 quilters to a cabin, and there's obviously lots of cabins. Limit of 40 attendees. However, that being said, she said if we wanted more, we might could squeeze some more people in.
Right.
The cost for all that is only $285. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, but
9 meals and 3 nights. And the retreat, yeah. That's really not a bad.
You want to give me something for my birthday? I'm just kidding.
Well. Anyway, the balance is due February 1st, and we have the info here if you need it, or you can call in and I can give you Pam's contact info. And then there is a Facebook page called Manila Latte Quilt Retreats, and there's a registration form on that on Facebook.
Okay,
that's pretty cool.
When's the soonest you gotta register? Like,
you can register now, but you have to pay all of it. The balance is due February 1st. Of course, that's so she can plan, because that would only give her a month to plan.
right.
So she's got to plan and make sure she has enough door prizes and gifts and stuff. She's probably going to come back and ask me for some gifts. And of course, I'll support her. Let me think of what else is happening in the area. Can you think?
What's going on for New Year's?
What's going on for New Year's?
Yeah.
I hope I sleep.
Yeah, right. I usually don't watch the ball drop anymore. You don't watch the ball drop?
Well, I watch the ball drop, and then I go to sleep, and then I hope to sleep.
Am I the only one that doesn't watch the ball drop?
You don't watch the ball drop?
No, not since I was like
Why?
16. I mean, it's the same thing every year. 10, 9, 8.
Yeah, but you can see these really crazy people running around hugging each other and swinging each other around, hugging and swinging their legs out.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to watch.
It's sometimes, I guess.
But, well, we've got the sales between now and January 15th.
Just the fall and Christmas and all that stuff, or what?
Yeah.
Is there more?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Well, I'm not going to tell.
So they gotta come in and find out.
Well, right now there's that. Oh, but we still have the yarn on sale still.
Oh, okay. That's what, 40% off?
40% off.
And you've got those orphan yarns that are fairly cheap too.
Yeah, they're good. And actually those those kits. Oh my!
Ooh, almost scared me. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he heard. Scared me.
He got a bug up his butt. Goodness.
But heard something.
Must have.
Yep.
But yeah, so no New Year's party?
Do we want a New Year's party?
No.
We could do quilting. We did quilt to you. I tried to do quilt
I think
to you.
that'd be cool.
We tried to do quilt to you will one year, but nobody showed up.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So New Year's Eve is on Sunday.
Is it on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Saturday to Sunday or?
No,
Sunday
New Year's
Monday.
Eve. Yeah, Monday. New Year's Day is Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, then not.
Same way as Christmas was this week, so it's next week.
Okay.
So we will be closed Monday, New Year's.
Oh, okay. I'm not used to that.
Well,
Any other place I've worked, we're open on that day, but I used to work in food service, so.
Yeah, well, there's only like 2 days that we close on Saturdays, and that's if it's Christmas or New Year's Day. Because on Saturdays, if it's New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, we still stay open.
Oh, okay.
So the only time we close on a Saturday is, yeah.
Or Thanksgiving. So I don't remember.
Thanksgiving has never been on a Saturday, honey.
Yeah, it's always Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, yeah, but I was just talking about days that we close on. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we're closed on Thursday, but yeah, not a Saturday, but we're closed on that day.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we get 3 days that we're closed, other than Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of people keep saying they find it. I can't find where the people are saying they say that we're closed on Mondays.
They said it's on the iPhones, I believe, or the Apple Map.
Well, I have contacted Apple Map, and
it's
so have a
Google.
bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they haven't fixed it. So if you have an iPhone, we're open Mondays.
Yeah.
We haven't been closed on Mondays since before COVID.
Yeah, because I know I've been here 6 months, and I always work on Mondays.
Yeah.
Always here on Monday.
Yep. So, you have any questions, Eric? So you have any other questions for me other than?
Well, I was curious. Is it just going to be the fossil fern, the canvas, and assorted, or is there other like categories that?
There's one more. There's one more fat quarter. Did you forget it already?
Yeah.
Fairy frost.
Oh yeah, I did.
But I didn't.
But is that it? No, but like patterned ones or florals.
Well, these are patterned. The thing about the fat quarters is a lot of people don't. You have to get something that a lot of different people want.
Yeah.
The same thing. So
to really make it worth it.
Yeah, oh, because okay. if we had floral, unless we had a surprise pack.
Right.
But I don't know.
Because I know we have that one material where it's like 4 or 5 different, the pinks, blacks, and whites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think things like that could make a good pack.
But see, these are, you have to repeat for 12 months.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We could do a surprise me pack. Maybe I'll put it up there and see if anybody signs up for it. Surprise me pack we could do.
Right.
Something.
That or mystery.
Well, yeah, surprise me pack or mystery. Yeah. Mystery surprise me pack.
Surprise me pack. The way you said like that.
Well, it would be, because you wouldn't know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, they'd definitely be getting their moron with us then, wouldn't they?
And if there's anybody out there that is an artist,
yeah, they can get in touch with me on Facebook.
They can get in touch with Mandy on Facebook or me. Call the shop. We do have the girl that takes care of Cherry Jubilee that wants to come sometime in March.
Okay, yeah, I would have asked Beth Hetzel, but I hadn't seen her since the fashion show.
Who? Oh,
the Hetzel.
Well, you have to go over to her studio.
I know. I gotta talk to her about some hats.
So, but anybody who's an artist, we do need some artists.
Yeah. Next week we're gonna have your son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will have a local author.
Author artist, yeah. Because I think authors are considered artists. Too.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
He's rolling his eyes. He's rolling his eye over that he's an artist, but
I think it counts.
It counts. Well, it's writing is an art.
It takes creative thinking.
Dance is an art.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do, crafts with your hands, any of that. The guy that makes the chainmail, that's an art.
Yeah, that was cool.
Photography. I don't know if we can get Gabe to come in or not, but I would love for Gabe to come in and show us some of his stuff. And we had Kevin already.
Yeah, I think Gabe's on mine and Rick's 420thebarn.com page. So I could always reach out to him.
Yeah.
About getting on.
But any of you artists out there, we would love for you to come in here and we interview you. And it's not that hard.
Yeah, no, she does a great job. It's easy. Except we role reverse today. I was the interviewer.
I was the interviewee.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me a whole lot of questions.
I didn't have a whole lot to ask. You kind of had it all covered.
Well, you could ask questions about like quilting or something else.
Yeah, what are you working on now?
A coffee bag quilt.
Okay, you want to explain how you're making a coffee bag quilt?
Well, the idea came when I went to the last time that the American Quilter Society had the quilt show in Chattanooga. I went there and there was a quilt made out of bubblegum wrappers. There was a quilt made out of beer can tops, like the beer can, like the actual beer cans, not the
tab.
pull tabs.
Okay.
And I thought, wow, what could I make? And normally I love coffee. Right now I'm on decaf only, and it's not exactly the same.
No.
And I can't have my cream either.
Right.
But there's some really cool looking coffee bags.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been saving coffee bags, and then people have been bringing me some really cool looking coffee bags.
Right.
And then I've got some fabric that's coffee themed, and I'm going to open the bags up flat and preserve the pretty part of them.
Okay.
And sew them together. Like the sashing is going to be the coffee fabric, and then it'll be a wall hanging because it won't be
very comfortable
washable. Well, it won't be washable, so it has to be a wall hanging.
You can wash plastic, can't you?
Well, some of them are paper.
Oh, okay. Dang.
So yeah, some of them are paper, but you can sew through paper.
Yeah.
So I'll be sewing it with the fabric.
I almost sewed through plastic last night.
Do what?
I had to sew that curtain thing for him.
Oh, you sewed through plastic?
No, almost.
Almost. Okay.
It was more of a pain in the butt than I thought it was going to be.
So anyway.
But yeah, coffee bag quilt. Now how big is it going to be?
I don't know. Wall hanging, you got to have somewhere to hang it, so you don't want to make it too terribly big.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hang it somewhere here, so I'm trying to think of what space do I have. I know. Well, you know, we can hang stuff from any of the what are those things called? What are
the ceiling tiles?
The ceiling tile
grommets, or no, that's for the ground. Grout. I don't know what they call it for the ceiling.
The metal things on the ceiling. He doesn't know either. Anyway, we've got some of the panels hanging up there, so we could do,
yeah,
we could do that.
We'll put it in the window. No, because then it would bleach some of it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, we can put something in the window for a short time, but not longer than about three weeks.
Yeah,
because it's a south-facing window, and we don't have
bleach everything.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But
that's one thing I'm working on, and other than everything for customers.
I know you've always got multiple things going on.
Yeah, well, if you knew all my projects.
I feel the same.
I have one that I don't know if I'll ever finish it.
No?
It's cut on the bias, and it won't match, and it's frustrating me. I'll take it out, and I'll piddle with it a little bit, and then I'll put it back in the box and put it back in my office.
I feel like that's what's going to end up at my house one. Because I'll finish it.
Oh, I don't know if you would or not.
How it's gonna look.
It's cut on the bias, and every time you put the rows together, they don't match, and it's frustrating.
He didn't tell you how closely together my squares match? Probably not at all. Probably not at all.
Well, you're not putting it in a show yet, so you'll get better.
No, I just knew it looked all right though. Either way, I thought.
Well, sometimes. So.
But is that it?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm working on.
For long periods of time.
Other than trying to get.
Is there any new material coming in, or?
Well, this one.
Is that it?
This one.
Yeah, I kind of look forward to that one because those are some cute dragonflies. I like the moons.
Yeah. I like the moons too.
I think we squirreled again.
Well, that's pretty fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a 3-course class with 2 separate classes.
Right. But if you want to come at 12 noon, you can stay till 7 o'clock. And of course, as always, we have the microwave and the refrigerator back there, and I'm getting a crock pot that isn't broken. My handle on my crock pot back there's broke.
Oh no!
So I've got one at home I'm bringing
right.
down, so we'll have a crock pot. And So that'll work. So do you have anything you're working on?
Always.
So you got
I finished his curtain yesterday, and now I'm working on a quilt with that new girl material that we got.
Oh, okay.
That I had to take home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I might have to get more batting.
Well, we know where to get Mandy for birthdays is batting.
Yeah, it's January 9th. It's coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, don't ask
Hint,
me how old
she's a hint batting.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody viewing us, and Aaron Dean will be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie Corey will be here January 31st.
Yep, I just have to remind you.
And I don't know who in between there will be here, but we'll have somebody.
Working on it.
We're working on some people, and we will talk to you soon.
We would love to have you.
Yeah, the Hangout with Susan Hyder, all things arts and crafts. This is HyderHangout, Go Fabric and More. Hang out with us and
Come
get your
get
more
more
on.
on.